What's up, everybody? Want to thank everybody who's tuned into the live stream on behalf of Black Circle Symphony. My name is Vincent Troyani. I'm playing the saxophone today, and I want to take a moment to, honor. I'm trying to figure out which camera I'm on. Probably this one. Honor Black music and Black history, and name some of my biggest influences on the saxophone, who have been John Coltrane, Dexter Gordon, and Sonny Rollins. This next one we're about to do over the Calypso rhythm is one that Sonny Rollins made famous. It's called St. Thomas, and we hope you enjoy it.
What's up, YouTube? Tell your friends to tell your friends, just like you would talk about a hip-hopper with his pants on his legs. Wahkiba, row the boat ashore, row the boat ashore, row the boat ashore. We just like to say, Daddy, we love you. Daddy, we love you. Daddy, we love you. Ever since I was a youth, I've always been searching for the truth. But having been told so many Babylonian lies, life like good music can never die. And the question is posed, only who in heaven knows? Why is a man respected when he's dead? Shouldn't that be paid to the living daddies instead? Alive, a man is a sufferer of many a mean order. I will die one day, you hear the people say, while they pray for salvation and corrupted meditation. You see, a tree is known by its fruits. It's no life in lies. It's all in the truth. And every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I must pray. Every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I must pray. Wahkiba rowed a boat ashore, hallelujah. Wahkiba rowed a boat ashore, hallelujah. Vincent rowed a boat ashore, hallelujah. Vincent rowed a boat ashore, hallelujah. The VTX Studio production, YouTube Live.
Yo, bro, too fun, man. Too much fun.
Uh-huh. If you're out there, say yeah in YouTube land. Yeah.
They're out there. They're definitely out there.
Yes, that's the Bomba. We'd like to say thank you to that African community down in Puerto Rico for giving us that tradition. We'd also like to say thank you for those people over in Cuba giving us that wonderful Rhumba. We'd like to thank Wahkiba for rowing the boat ashore. Our sails will still be out in the ocean.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I'd like to thank VTX for being here, man. Thanks for having the Black Circle Symphony. Bob Ramos over there. Got Henny Hardaway back on the cameras over there. Got Mario. Mario in the building. Ian Young on the boards. Josh. Everybody in the building. Appreciate you guys. And our viewers as well. But yeah.
We'd like to acknowledge Horace Silver, legendary songwriter, composer, Sonny Rollins, Duke Ellington. We'd also like to acknowledge Caribbean heritage, his music, culture, arts, and just lives of the people in that region, the Tainos to the Africans. Um, we like to thank Wahkiba Julion, Junjun Pontin, Kiende Brown, Melchon Taylor, the youths that really started this Black Circle Symphony thing going in the early 2000s on Redmond Street, in the parks of New Brunswick, to the parents who put up with Ujimma for pulling their kids away from them and taking them out to Newark and New York and all around the streets of New Brunswick. We like to say to those parents, we thank you, and we hope this journey over the last 20 years has been worthwhile, not only to you as parents, but also to the broader community. We like to thank Professor Bob Ramos, who is no longer Bob Ramos, but the professor, no longer a student, but teaching students. We acknowledge you. We thank you for your service, not only to the students, but for your contribution over the years to us with the Black Circle Symphony. We like to thank our fans in New Brunswick and abroad for being there by our sides for this last 21 years. And I'll especially like to thank that 9-year-old Wahkiba Julion for being by my side for the last 21, and this December will be 22 years. I don't know how to say thank you enough.
Thank you.
Money can't pay for the gratitude that we have for the service that you brought to keeping Afro-Caribbean music alive. On behalf of Black Circle Symphony, we say, big up!
Definitely, Ujimma, and like you also is like definitely an icon in the community. Helped so many people, mentored so many kids, you know. So thankful for you as well. Congratulations on just being Ras Ujimma, you know. Nobody else can be you. That's for sure. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So yeah. But yeah, I don't have much else to say, but I'm just glad to.
And Bob, do you have any parents that you would like to acknowledge? I mean, you might have come from outer space or somewhere, but
yeah,
you
Right.
well, I want to thank everyone for welcoming me here to this today, and I just want to say that this was all songs for our fathers, for my father, and it was just very special. We had some saxophone playing for him today, so we miss you, Bob Ramos Sr. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Be Father's Day.
Big shout out to my father, Mr. T, who's in the building right now, hanging out with us over there on the couch.
Hey, Pops.
Been an amazing support over the years for the music and everything else. So I think this was a really good demonstration of the music that Black Circle Symphony can bring, and the some of the poetry as well. But over the years, I've definitely noticed some other artistic outlets. Maybe you could talk a little bit about other elements that get involved sometimes in the demonstrations that we do.
Well, so I'm a professor, right, at the Rutgers University, which is conveniently nearby, right? So I'm in the Latino and Caribbean Studies department. So I want to thank again Ross and Black Circle Symphony for as many years as I've been there, always being there for me and always making the culture available for people that are really interested in learning more about it on a sincere level. And it's very important, you know, politically and for your soul and all that good stuff. And so I have music of the Caribbean and Introduction to Caribbean Studies, and I try to bring in as many fun guests, important guests, people that are authentic in what they do and believe in their cause, and I just try to do my best to bring, make a voice, make their voices heard better and louder. So you can look for me, and these guys will be in the class at some point. So get your vaccinations. See you at Rutgers.
I know during our Instagram live interview, we talked a lot about how Black Circle Symphony got started, and Kiba, your early mentorship. Is there anything you want to mention about, you know, developing as a musician over the years and studying this kind of music specifically, and what it's, you know, how it's enriched your musicianship?
I would definitely say just having the opportunity to learn about non-mainstream types of music, and if I didn't, you know, have Ujimma exposing me to the congas, I would have thought this is just Spanish music or something. You know, wouldn't have connected to it, but because I got open to it and opened doors for me to like have opportunities to tour as a percussionist, you know, so like playing reggae music, you know, on the percussion. So I have to thank Ujimma for that, because otherwise I wouldn't have had that skill in the bag if he didn't show me that. But all really that meant was I have to keep doing it, and I have to like pass it on to other kids as well, you know, because it was passed on to me. So it means I got to pass it on to the next worthy candidate. But but you know, I mean, it's definitely a good thing to have a connection to your culture mixed with your passion, you know. And I feel like as a drummer, I'm not just playing drums to make music. Like what I'm playing with Black Circle Symphony, it's culture that I'm showing. It's like, here I'm doing something that you have to come see us to do. You're not, no one else can really do what we're doing. People are doing similar things, but not us from New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We're not out in Puerto Rico or Cuba or somewhere in Jamaica. Like, we're here in America doing what we do, and we've been doing it the same way for 20 plus years. So, you know, I'm glad that we have this platform now, so we can just like, hey, post up, show what we do. Because a lot of times people don't know what we do, you know. They see us, but they don't know that we actually, you know, have other things going that's bigger than just what we are or what we have going on. But I feel like the Black Circle Symphony has an opportunity to show a lot of kids, a lot of people interested in like knowing what the cultures are of the world, music, otherwise, to see how it happens when it's just like everybody can relate to this, you know, like it's the drums. You hear it, you want to dance, you know, like this is the best way to communicate, I feel like. So yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of it. But, shit, what else?
I like to say that I remember doing a gig with Wahkiba at the World Assembly of Youth at the United Nations. And it was myself, Wahkiba, was it Melchon or DJ? I think it was Melchon. Yeah, it was Melchon Taylor. And we were playing, and at this event at the United Nations, imagine people from all around the globe in their national dress, and they start a conga line, right? Yeah. And I think we were playing Calypso. And these people wouldn't stop dancing. And, you know, Wahkiba then was still pretty young. You know, I don't even think he was a teenager or whatever then. And, but the conga line was going so long, I felt like my fingers were going to fall off. And at the end, I just had to do a call and end it, man, and stop the conga line. But that was such a beautiful experience, you know. I just got to mention that, Vincent.
That's right. And I love when there's you know, over some of the gigs we played over the years when dancers get involved and join us. Yeah. We did the Bomba class at Paul Robeson High School, School of the Arts, yeah. and I've heard you speak about visual artists that got involved too, that, you know, did painting or different things during the performances. So that's always really awesome when the different disciplines collide and, you know, meld together. Could you speak a little bit about, like, as far as like, you know, the history of African drums, some of like the spiritual or like healing parts of it?
Let's get the professor involved so he could utilize his research and his knowledge.
So The drums, is this thing on?
Yeah.
The drums are very important because the drums are speaking, right? The drums are making syllables from a language, an African language, and the drums are making the sounds of this language. The drums have been blessed by priests, and they're not supposed to. You're supposed to totally respect these drums and not let them touch the ground, and not let people that are not in the in the order have anything to do with these drums. Drums are very sacred. They're very special. Everyone throughout our history has a drum, right? It connects us with the living trees and animals' hides, right? And so it connects us to the supernatural and the subhuman. And it's important in terms of like medicine men of various non-Western cultures, right, are always using rhythms and hypnotic things and getting you out into like kind of a altered state, right? So drums are very important. And regarding, the African drums that came here from Africa to mostly the Caribbean, but also to the United States, some people were against drums, and some people were thought the drums were useful in controlling the enslaved people, right? So in America, we did not really allow the drums, and so the African qualities would come out in other ways, such as gospel, blues, ring shouts, those sorts of things, hollers, field hollers, race records, R&B, blues, rock and roll, right? Okay, so all of that. In the Caribbean, in the Catholic nations, the drum was available to people, and because the Catholics had so many different saints, the Africans were able to secretly worship a different orisha underneath each of the Catholic saints, right? So that was integral to the continuation of the African culture, right? And people say things in salsa that go all the way back to Africa, right? Some of these rhythms go all the way back. So the rhythms are important because they speak to a specific orisha. So there's a family of 3 religious drums, and you have to play these rhythms exactly right. And often people are, sort of taken over by the spirit, and it's very special. Drums and music are very special. That's all I can say. And everyone thinks so and says so it must be true. And they're important for, rallying troops and communicating different things to, So the drum has always been very important to me, and that's why I'm here now. It's taken me, my journey with the drums has taken me here with you guys. So thank you.
You like that?
I love that. That was a great end. Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you for that knowledge, Bob. Professor Bob Ramos. And I'm sure there is. But I think I'm comfortable. I think that's a good spot. That's a lot to digest. And I don't know if there's any last words anybody wants to say before we end the stream, but definitely a huge shout out to everybody that's watching live. We really hope that you enjoyed Black Circle Symphony and the music. And peace and love.